Welcome back. See, there are certain polynomials of the type x cube minus 23x squared plus 142x minus 120. And you may be asked to factorize such a polynomial. Okay. So whenever a cubic polynomial is given to you, what you should do is, by trial and error method, you must try to find a zero of the polynomial. So what do you mean by zero of the polynomial? The value of x at which p of x evolves into 0. P of x is equal to 0. Okay. Any real number a, when you substitute for x, if p of a is equal to 0, then a is a zero of the polynomial. Alright, this definition we had seen in our earlier videos. Alright, so when when you are given a cubic polynomial, we will have to first find one zero of the polynomial. Okay, so how do we find out? You take the constant term. In this example, x cube minus 23x squared plus 142x minus 120. You first write down the factors of 120. Okay, so plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, etc., plus or minus 40, plus or minus 120. You write down all the factors of 120. Okay. Now, one by one, you substitute for x in p of x. You start off with plus 1. Find out if p of 1, which means when 1 is substituted for x in the polynomial, whether you get 0 or not as the result. Okay. So try substituting the factors of 120 one by one into p of x. The moment you get your first 0, the first value for which p of x is equal to 0, you know that you have found the first factor of the cubic polynomial. Because we know that when p of x is equal to 0 for a particular value x equal to a, then x minus a is a factor of the polynomial. Okay, so x minus a is a factor of the polynomial. So you have found the first factor. Okay, now divide the cubic polynomial with x minus a. So you get quotient a quadratic polynomial, because cubic polynomial is of degree 3 and x minus a is of degree 1. So when you divide, the quotient will be of degree 2. Okay, so you get a quadratic polynomial as quotient. Now we know how to find factors of the quadratic polynomial, right? So for any polynomial of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, we know how to factorize it further. So when you factorize it further, you get two more factors of the quadratic polynomial. So the cubic polynomial is the product of the first factor and the two other factors that you have found for the quadratic polynomial. So that is how you will factorize a cubic polynomial. Okay. You can refer to example 15, right, in page number 43. All right. Refer to example number 15, page number 43. See, after listening to the video, if you do not understand it, please repeat the video. And then while you are listening, you also go through example 15, you will be able to correlate. Okay. And that is how, you basically factorize a cubic polynomial. The only difference is here in the book, they are not suggesting to divide a cubic polynomial by a linear by the linear factor, but rather they are saying you somehow try to arrange and try to figure out as a multiple of a linear polynomial and a quadratic polynomial, right? Now, division is the right method because that way you will not go wrong. Okay. So that is the right method. So that is the reason I am asking you to divide. So kindly follow this procedure. Because you know division, polynomial division, you know. The division method, you know. So you divide it, you get a quadratic polynomial as a quotient. You can further factorize the quadratic polynomial. Okay. Good. So we will talk about certain useful identities in our next video. Okay. Until then, signing off from you. This is TK Sridhar, an alumni of IIT Mumbai. Okay. And if you have any doubts, you know how to ask. Write an email to askmentorguru@gmail.com. Please remember to subscribe. Please remember to press the bell button. And please share it with your friends. Alright. So any doubts you have, please get back to us. Thank you.